Hi everyone, my name is Chandarprabha Sharma, and I wouldn't use the word that I secured the rank, but I would say I was blessed with the rank 289 in this year's UPSC CSE 2023. And the reason I use the word blessed is because in any candidate's life, yes, we do work hard, but there are a lot of other factors in the entire ecosystem that truly push us and enable us to make it to the list. So rank 289, and I'm here to share, this is an opportunity for me to share my journey. And what I would also share first is an incident that happened during my interview itself. And I walk into the interview room feeling very positive, and the honorable chairperson, sir, motions to me to sit down, and he says, Prabha, take a seat. And he asks me very seriously, so tell me, Prabha, who has been misguiding you? And to be honest, I was feeling very lucky in that moment that I got the chance to share my journey in the moment. I was prepared to do a regular introduction, but I thought this was an opportunity as well. So what I said was that, sir, and before I actually tell you my answer, I'll tell you why he thought that the journey was misguided. So I'm an engineer from Symbiosis University in Pune. I did my BTech I finished it in 2014. In 2013, during college, I co-founded a green cell, environment cell. And that brought me to my passion for sustainable development and environment conservation. And we also started working on how to conserve the Ganga River, which then took me to the largest tributary of the Ganga by volume, which is the Saryu River. My co-founder happens to be from Ayodhya, so we decided to actually go to Ayodhya, which is on the banks of Saryu River, and truly study the river's condition and what we can do to conserve it. So as an engineer, I go to Ayodhya and I study the river. I fall in love with environment and sustainable development. I also see the impact that policymakers can make in the lives of people and, of course, their environment. So I decided to deepen my knowledge in that and applied for a master's in public policy. Was lucky to be admitted into Georgetown University with scholarship. And so I reached Washington, D.C. next. And there I got the chance to work on the conservation of the Anacostia River with my team of students at McCourt at Georgetown. Even there in Washington, D.C., I could remember the love of the community from the Saryu River. And it was almost like we were thinking of ideas exchange and policy, India and US exchange on how you can improve the environment. So it was more of ideas exchange and public policy. I also had the opportunity to work for the New York City Department of Education, where I consulted on how 1,800 plus school buildings can improve their sustainability. Then I decided to come back to India and start preparing for the UPSC exam because I thought it was a very natural extension in my love for public policy. I come back to India and 2016, I land in June, and I remember the exam prelims was in August. So I think it was a very, again, as Sir mentioned, misguided attempt, my first one. In 2 months, I think that I can really ace the prelims, even though my peers would have struggled and really worked hard for 1.5 years. So 2016 attempt, I didn't clear prelims. And then I decided that I'm going to do it properly. And in my second attempt, but my first serious attempt, I was lucky enough to reach the mains. I wrote my 2017 mains and didn't clear mains to reach the interview. I think at that age we're impatient. So I started aching for my touch with the grassroots because preparation can tend to send you into a closed room and isolate. So I was really aching and yearning for my community connect. So I was lucky enough again to co-found an award-winning NGO with my co-founder in Ayodhya. And so we are dedicated to environment conservation, and so we started working for that. In 2018, I attempted again, did not clear prelims. 2019, I attempted again, did not clear prelims. So I kept failing at the first stage. In 2020 and 2021, we were truly lucky to be designated as the nodal NGO of Niti Aayog for COVID-19 relief in Ayodhya. So at that time, I decided that I will be very in the thick of COVID-19 relief. So I did not attempt 2020 and 2021, the first and the second waves. Finally, I decide I have my fifth and my sixth attempt. Let's try to give it seriously. I was blessed with a co-founder and a team that was supporting my goal with the UPSC exam. And they allowed me to prepare. 2022, I failed prelims again, even though I had worked very hard. And then 2023, and again blessed with 289. So this was the journey, and very valid concern and question from the Honorable Chairperson, sir, on who has been misguiding you. So again, flashback to present interview date, 8th of April, where I just smiled and I responded, that's a I'm trying to recall what I said. Yes, I said that I should take responsibility for my own decisions and actions here. And it was mainly my ambition and the goals I set for my own life that inspired me to take this seemingly confusing journey from an engineer to public policy to going abroad, coming back, failing UPSC 5 times and sitting here. But sir, most respectfully, I don't believe that it is misguided, because this journey is what made me the person I am today. The grassroots experience that I was really able to gain. And that's why I'm able to sit here and truly learn from this honorable panel here. And sir was very welcoming in that response, very positively welcoming. So that was my journey. And I think the interview question that sir asked me made me very grateful, even though it has been 6 attempts. And I was exhausted, I can confess that, but feeling very liberated. So that is the journey. I do want to say here, for everybody watching and all my fellow aspirants who are so special and so brave in just deciding to sit for the exam, that in itself is courageous and very brave. Regardless of whether you make it to the list, regardless of what rank you get or what attempt you get that rank in, or regardless of whether even after 6 or maximum attempts, you don't make it. You're brave for even deciding to put yourself through this journey just to serve the nation. The disclaimer I must give here now is that we must stay away from glorification of any topper's journey and think that, wow, this person did that. Don't glorify any topper, including me. What I would like to like my peers and my wonderful aspirants here also to think is that there's hope and there's positivity, and regardless of the result, I am sure that if you've decided to get into public service, you will do public service regardless of whether you are a public servant or not. The exam will not decide whether you will do public service or not. There are many opportunities outside of the UPSC Civil Services exam where you truly can serve the nation. So have hope in that. Secondly, with my story, also know that we need to be very practical. And here I have to confess and really acknowledge privilege where it exists, right? Because the only reason I could go attempt at the age of 32 and 6 attempts, the reason I could do that is because I was blessed with privilege, and I need to acknowledge that. My parents were able to support me even though I was not earning any salary for years. So if any candidate is actually the one supporting their family, unlike me, you're already doing a brave job. So we should also be practical. So again, coming back to not glorifying anyone's journey, your journey is unique, and I promise you that if your heart is in the right place for public service and you have a good vision for the country, you will get to do it regardless of your result in the exam. So yes, that was my journey. I should also mention that in any candidate's UPSC experience, they have multiple mentors. There's an entire ecosystem that is really supporting them. And you are lucky if you get good mentors who identify your potential and are there for you regardless of associations, regardless of of course, any monetary transactions, but they're just standing with you. So in my case, I should mention that for public administration, I still remember reaching out. I was writing daily answers in the daily answer writing session that GS4 conducts. And Abhishek sir saw my answer copies, and he was the one who would rigorously every single day give us one-to-one feedback on our answers, which is not common. Within hours, sometimes even within minutes, we would submit an answer and he would give us the feedback. So Abhishek Saxena sir with GS Score, he really pushed me for public administration a lot. So I'm very grateful for that mentorship. Besides, of course, all the other mentors who were who played a big role in my journey. The last thing I want to talk about is mental health. For me, this entire journey was more of a game of mental health than knowledge and facts. So yes, prioritize mental health. For a very long time, I think first 3-4 attempts, I used to tell myself that no, sleep is wasteful, and who sleeps, you need to work, and I would be on 5 hours, 6 hours of sleep. Slowly, I actually read more and I made myself more aware about mental health, and I realized that so if any candidate is thinking that they must compromise on sleep to actually study more, it is counterproductive. So promise yourself to get those 7 to 8 hours of sleep, because even in your sleep, there is human growth hormone, there is your brain is working to really repair itself and make those connections. So whatever you learn while you're awake, your brain is consolidating all of those facts and the concepts. So do not compromise on sleep, and do not compromise on mental health. Meditation, yoga, exercise, having a positive community around you. That's something I really want to push through my message here, because for me, mental health was a big factor for my final outcome. So yes, that's my journey. I hope in any way it gives you hope and optimism, but at the same time, give yourself real credit that you are already doing a very brave job by even sacrificing other goals for serving the nation. So yes, that's it. Thank you.